All right, if you happen to be home, and even if it's you, back home watching this video, it's not a repeat of the last video. I promise, even though the last video started with this exact same slide, right? And I had to go back to that slide to help some people in the class to remember this slide, because this slide is obviously very important. When you are looking at your graphs, the most important thing, Izzy, for us to do is to go back and determine what type of graph we have. Would you agree with that? You're about to wholeheartedly agree with it in just a second, because you're going to see how it could change your entire world. I'm going to do something wrong on purpose. I'm going to get some things right, but I'm going to do something wrong on purpose. Your job is to catch everything that I do wrong. You think you guys can catch me doing stuff wrong? Hopefully the people watching the video can catch me doing stuff wrong as well, because I want you to figure out what Mr. Bullens, what mistakes, what misconceptions Mr. Bullens made. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to do it all in red so you know that I'm doing it wrong on purpose. All right. So I'm going to see here. I know that I have to plot my data. So 1, 5, and 2, 5. Keep your hands down. We'll come back to everything I did wrong in a minute. 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, and 6, 5. I am going to use my handy-dandy drawer, and it will not draw in red. At least I don't think it will. All right, had to pause, and I'm back. So here we go. I've drawn my line, and I know that because it is flat like that, that this is a flat road. But I also know that when I look at this, this is also going to be labeled as, and I'll change this to red, constant speed. Now, again, we're trying to find all of the mistakes that Mr. Bullens made in this, because these are all misconceptions that people can make in getting these things wrong. I'll start over here at table 1. What's the first thing I did wrong, Parker? I did not circle what type of graph it is, and had I done that, I'll do this in blue, I would have realized, wait a minute, this is a distance time graph. We haven't done one of those yet. Okay. Second mistake. Did I make any mistakes in my plotting?
Yes.
No, I did a good job plotting. So good job, Mr. Bullens. You plotted very well. All right. Next mistake. What's the next mistake I made, Mason?
It ain't no flat
It
road.
ain't no flat road.
It ain't no flat.
I hope Mrs. Klein doesn't watch this. If the ELA teacher watches this, we might be in trouble, but we'll use that. It ain't no flat road. We'll throw that down. That should be like the sequel to Old Town Road. It ain't no flat road. Maybe we'll write that after school. All right, here we go. Next mistake that I made. Aubrey. Yeah, this is not constant speed. I need you to think about something with me. If I step 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm on the 5th, which is where this thing started, the 5th square on the floor here. And we're not going to do this because it'd be really creepy if Bianca stared at me for 6 minutes. We're going to pretend that minutes are going by. All right, Bianca, the first minute went by. Where am I at? Block number? Remember, I moved up 5. Okay, Bianca, 2 minutes have gone by. Where am I? Still standing in block 5. 3 minutes have gone by. 4 minutes have gone by. 5 minutes have gone by. If school could go that fast, it'd be awesome. 6 minutes have gone by. 5. Unless you're staring at me for 6 straight minutes. It's really weird. Now, Bianca, describe my motion. Constant motion? Did I move? I was on block 5 the whole time. I didn't move at all. And there was a word, well, 2 words that we used like a week ago in vocabulary to describe something that hasn't moved at all. What was it, Bianca? At rest. This means at rest. So I'm going to clear everything out of here, clear the annotations, clear the object, and we're going to do this correctly in blue. So at 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5, and 5. And if I draw my line, boys and girls, this object has not moved. We have sat there and stared at it, But Mr. Bullens, it's at 5. I don't care if it's at 5, 0, 1, 2, 2.5. If it hasn't moved, it hasn't moved. This is at, not going to do it in red because then you'll think I'm doing it wrong. This is at rest. This is at rest. Now, do you understand how someone can take this graph, where it's speed and time, and get it confused with this graph that looks exactly the same? This one means constant speed. This one means at rest. Is that an easy misconception for kids to make? Yes. Are we going to make those mistakes every now and then? Yes, absolutely. But we're going to learn from those before we have our quizzes and our tests. So now, just like every other one, it's going to be your turn. I'm going to clear my annotations. Well, I have to continue to clear annotations until I put on arrow. And pop over to here for draw it, and I'm going to pause. Hopefully I don't have to go back to all the slides to the very, very beginning. Hopefully we all remember what is the most important thing to do when I first get one of these motion graphs. What is it, Kenny? What type of graph is it? Okay? And I was kind today because, well, it's the beginning of all this. We're still looking at distance and time, right? Now, if I plot this distance at time, at 1, it had gone 1 mile. Let's call it 1 mile. At 2 minutes, it had gone 2 miles. 3 minutes, it had gone 3 miles. 4, it had gone 4. 5, it had gone 5. And 6, it had gone 6. And if I get my little handy-dandy line drawer out, and I go back to here and I put the line where it's supposed to go. I don't know why it moves it around like that. And I look at this. Crews, in my heart of hearts, I want to look at this and I want to label this as acceleration. Mr. Bullens, the car's going faster. It's getting further and further down the road. Who in here says that kind of makes sense? Be honest. That's kind of what I was thinking. And I understand that. But that's not what's going on here. This is one where I need you to think back. I have to determine what kind of speed is going on here. I've been given distance and I've been given time. If I have distance and I have time, how do I find speed? Oh, Mr. Bones, I didn't know you were bringing those things back. Yeah, I'm still bringing those back. What's the formula for speed, Aubrey? Distance divided by time. Now we're going to do some very easy division here. I'm going to start in this first one. I'm going to do them all in purple here. Listen, distance divided by time. Class, 1 divided by 1 is?
1.
Okay, so 1. I'll check the next one, see how fast the car is going. 2 divided by 2. 1. What about 3 divided by 3? 4 divided by 4? 5 divided by 5? And 6 divided by 6? At every increment, this car is still going 1 mile an hour. Or 1 mile a minute if you wanted to change that to minutes. It's getting further down the road, but it's doing that at a constant rate. Every time a minute goes by, it has gone another mile. Yes? Distance divided by time is speed. Remember that formula? And you could put this in the DST triangle. If you forgot, you could draw your triangle out. And you could say I have distance, which is 1, and I have time, and I have 1 divided by 1 equals, and then I could do 2 divided by 2 equals 1, and I could do all of those that way. Make sense? All right. And I know that really kind of floored some people in the last class. They're like, whoa, 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 Mr. B. That doesn't make sense to me. But what you need to understand is, do you see that it's just going the same distance every time? It's the same. There's no, if it had jumped to like this, that would be different. And it wouldn't look like that. It would be a curve at that point. You would be going further with less time. This is constant speed, because when I did all the work, the distance divided by time, I realized that 1 divided by 1 is 1, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So it's the same speed every increment. And there might be some of those days where they're going to give you a little bit tougher math than 1 divided by 1. But you'll have to look at that and say, oh yeah, I see how that car is going the same speed. Because you could start at 1 hour, you went 60 miles. 2 hours, you'd gone 120 miles. 3 hours, you've gone 180 miles. 4 hours, you've gone 240. And if you do the division on that, the car's going 60 miles an hour. And you might see that. But do you understand how it's very difficult? Because if I look at this graph, well, if I don't draw it, but this graph on a speed time graph is acceleration. So we've got this ain't no hill. We've got this is not a speed and time graph, so it's not acceleration, because you can get that confused, and it's easy to do that. You have to know the difference in those two. Does that make sense? That's the two toughest distance time graphs that we have. We're going to get into the others probably more in depth in the next video that I make, which will probably happen tomorrow. We'll cover it a tiny bit in here.